Hi folks, this is going to be a short video, at least I hope so. I'm getting ready to get into work and I'm not trying to up my game for my YouTube channel. Hell no. Alright, this is about gripes against Jimmy Dore, and it's because of the whole YouTube decoupling of, advertising space for progressive news or independent media. There was a big issue. And now that I've been seeing a little of, I don't know, what the things that I see, are my gripes against Jimmy Dore, and that's not very much. I love his show, I love his comedy. I watch his show all the time. So it's nothing about what he talks about. This is just gripes of what I see. A couple weeks back, there's been decoupling of YouTube videos, and then a lot of the independent media kind of had to switch to Patreon to kind of support themselves, and they couldn't rely on YouTube revenue. So for this one, you'll see that, all right, and I'm picking this one in particular because he also mentioned something which is a second gripe of mine.
We understand we live in a dangerous world. The enemies of freedom are real, and we...
Hey. All right, like you just saw there, that was an advertising space, 5 seconds. And if you look in the timeline, there's another one over here. Anytime you see this little yellow space, that means there's gonna be an ad. You're a YouTube video watcher, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so my second gripe, and I'm gonna go right to it, is this.
Doing that thing. The government gets to decide who's a journalist. Believe me, if the government got to decide who's a journalist, I would not be considered a journalist. The Humanist Report would not be. Secular Talk would not be. I doubt the Young Turks would be considered. They're too big now, but
All right, he does shout outs, but it's never towards really true independent media, right? He only does shout outs to people who are in the TYT network. I don't know if it's him or if it's TYT, putting their foot down and saying, hey, if you're going to do shout outs, don't shout out to independent media. Shout out to only those within our network, right? He's going to shout out to Secular Talk. He's going to shout out to Humanist Report because they just recently joined the TYT network. He's going to shout out to, TYT. But does he shout out to other independent media? No, he does not. If you look at any of his videos, you're going to start seeing advertisement revenue. This is my gripe one. And you're going to see shout outs to people within TYT network and not outside of it. Those are my two gripes. That's it. All right. Susan Sarandon, I love her. I respect her. She's, someone who stands up for things like she does. I mean, it's got to be tough. She's in the spotlight. She's an actress. So she does the same thing. You can support Jimmy Dore by visiting Patreon, right? And I reply saying, hey, don't forget other independent media that don't make as much. Look how much Jimmy Dore makes. He makes like $14,658 per month. That's pretty good. He deserves every amount of it. Jimmy Dore is great, right? My gripe isn't about how much he's making. It's about, the shout outs, and it's about, the YouTube revenue, and he's kind of, he's not really affected by it either. Secular Talk makes a lot more. Kyle Kulinski makes about 23 grand. And now you got like the smaller independent media, which is Luke We Are Change, 2,600. Humanist Report 2,000. Tim Black, man, he's at 1,600. And they've been at it for years on Patreon. Okay, so you look at Tim Black. Does he have any?
The University of California at Berkeley.
Nope, no initial advertisement space and nothing through the timeline. Now let's look at Humanist Report. We'll skip Tim Black, but you can see that there's nothing there either. Alright, just the intro, no yellow space. Look at Sean Spicer. No intro advertising, and there's nothing in the timeline. So, alright, so that's it. That's my gripes. Jimmy Dore, he's really not affected by the YouTube demonetization issue that happened a few weeks back. At least he's not now. And when he does his shout outs, He just shouts out to people within TYT Network. He doesn't do it for other in the media. I would love to see those gripes. The second gripe be resolved. He still talks about it. It was in one of these Kyle Kulinski Kyle Kulinski, Mike Figueredo interviews. Where he's talking about the whole YouTube demonetization. Yet you'll see Jimmy Dore not affected by it, but he's kind of feigning that he is. Anyways, those are my gripes. That's it. See you later.